Hello everyone! So I finally got my hands on the tiny container bead storage tray, which if you follow me on my Facebook page, you'll know I have been trying for a while to get my hands on this. I'm in Canada, so this is not easy to come by. There are two versions of this tray. There's this version with all these little containers, and it's like an 82-piece set. And there's a second set that it's the same tray and it has some of the small containers, and then it also has larger containers, which I didn't want. I'll link to both options because you never know what might suit you. But I finally literally just lucked out and was able to get this off Amazon Canada for it was a good deal, and I think I got free shipping and all this sort of thing. But yeah, I'll link it to Amazon since most of my viewers are located in the States. And if you're not located in the States, you'll just have to try a little harder like me, I guess, to find one or find something similar. But this, I was super excited to get. So I've already been filling the little containers, and they come like this. So they're just individual little containers with a little snap close lid. And then they all stack in here. And yeah, I also at the same time, I got this labeler. I'm actually going to link, I'll link to this one, but I'm going to link to the better one, which is the one I wanted to get. And same thing, it's really hard to get in Canada, or at least through Amazon. I could have got it through, ordered through other sites. I know Simon Says carries the other brother labeler that everyone raves about. I had affiliate dollars through Amazon, so that, saves me a little bit of money. So I got this one, and I'm not super happy with those. So there's a reason why the other one is more popular. So I've been using this to label, but yeah, I'll link to the better one that everyone recommends, everyone swears by, that says is amazing. So yeah, because I'm not going to recommend this one. I find it a little bit finicky to use, and it wastes a lot of tape. Like a lot. So, but yeah, so far I have been labeling all of my Pretty Pink Posh sequins, which I'm starting to build up a fun little collection, with the label. So I just print off the label, and I've just said, I put 3 P's for Pretty Pink Posh and then the name of the sequins so that I know, where they come from. And the cool thing with these containers is they fit an exact full pack of sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. So I'm able to pour in 1 pack of sequins, and they fit perfectly in here. So the other thing I've been doing is I had these little, I'm going to move this out of the way here. I have packs also of sequins. These are from the Little Things from Lucy's Cards packs. And I discovered that a pack of these also fits exactly 1 pack in these little containers. So these are a little more finicky to get in the containers because there's little tiny sequins. Some of them have little beads, all sorts of little goodies in here. So I have to be a little more careful about getting them in. And if you tap the container a little bit and are just really, really careful, they all do end up. 1 pack will fit in one of these trays. You just can't dump it right in without them going everywhere. And then I found with these guys, especially because there's all these little tiny sequin guys that like to cling to the inside of the bag because everything gets staticky. What I've been doing is I take my little powder tool, my anti-static powder tool, and just move that out of the way, kind of brush the inside a little bit and brush the sequins. It doesn't leave really any powdery residue on them, but it just helps remove that static so that I can then pour these into the container. You can see they all kind of come out, and then whatever little few that popped out, I get them right into the container. Kind of shuffle it around a little bit because with these ones it's full. So get them all in there and get that 1 sequin out of the way. Perfect. So yeah, one pack will just fit. So you have to be really careful when opening these when it's this specific mix. And then the other thing I discovered is the labels on these little things from Lucy's Cards mix. These labels peel off really easily, which is perfect. So rather than printing out my own label and wasting much time, I've just been peeling them off and putting them right on the package. So then I'll have all these mixes in containers as well. So I've been doing that. And like I said, the Pretty Pink Posh ones, I've just been printing off the labels. So I've got those. And then the other thing I've been doing is the container comes with removable bonus labels, which aren't as pretty. And if you're like me and you don't like your own handwriting, which I don't, but I've been using these for my little craft medley packs of sequins, which have like 8 different sets of colors. And I've been slowly getting them into containers as well. And I just use the labels and I just put what stores sell them, which right now like MFT and Simon Says Stamp sells these, because for me I need to know like where the sequins come from, what brand they are when I go to Link for supplies. And then I just put Craft Medley, and then these ones were from that baby mix, and then I just put what number of 8. So there's 3 of 8, there's 7 of 8, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know where they came from, and then by putting the 3 of 8, etc., I know that there's more like colors. So if I want to do, you know, shaker mixes, different things, I can use them. So there's all those. And then another little trick I learned, this was directly off of the Pretty Pink Posh site. They're the ones that actually got me wanting to get this set, because they did a video on it and I was like, I need to own this. So same thing, these like the iridescent, like these really fine sequins do the same thing. They get very staticky, and it's really hard to get them, you know, into any sort of container, that sort of thing. And what they did was pour them into a coffee filter and then do the same thing. Use the powder tool and just kind of go over them, you know, kind of stir them up a bit with the powder tool. And it doesn't dull them or anything or make them look weird. Like, it doesn't just deposit, you know, a bunch of baby powder or anything, but it helps remove that static, you know, and get them working properly. So yeah, and just make sure you kind of remove them from getting stuck in the bristles. And then yeah, you can do the exact same thing. Get a new container, and then pour these guys into the container. And I just find if you tap the bottom, pretty much able to get all of them into there. And as long as you're careful, you don't get them quite everywhere. So, and same thing with these sorts of ones. You want to make sure you're careful when you open these containers. And then for the labels, like I said, I printed them off with the label maker. And these labels, they just, they peel off in half, which is really, really nice. So I can just pop the label on there. And there we go. So I'm going to get the rest of these labeled up and in my tray. And then I can finally have most of my sequins a lot more organized, which I'm kind of really excited about. So yeah, this size, like I said, is so perfect. I'm so excited about this. The other one with the larger containers, while I'm not a fan of, I actually might get just, you can buy individual packs of just the containers, like they come in packs of however many. And I think you can get individual packs with a couple of the larger containers, which I only really need 1 or 2 larger containers for like something like my clear droplets from Pretty Pink Posh. And then the other thing is I have a lot, I've shown this jar before, of the Pretty Pink Posh sparkling clear mix because I use these all the time. So I've kept them in just this little random jar on my desk. But if I had a larger container. I would probably keep them stored with everything else, just because one of these days my kids are going to figure out that this jar is here, and I could just imagine. So, anywho, I thought I'd share that with you guys because, you know, the whole organizational spiel is so much fun for most of us paper crafters. And yeah, like I said, I'll post links to this set on Amazon. I think Simon Says stamp. They do carry it sometimes just for convenience for international people, you know, trying to get their hands on this. They've been sold out for a really long time. This has been really, really popular, not just with paper crafters and sequins and, yeah, jewelry makers, because it's meant for beads, that sort of thing. So it comes and goes, but yeah, I will link to it in the description box below, as well as I'll post a link to like my blog post, and I'll have links to everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.